morning and welcome back. It's been on almost a week since the last video I've posted, so I feel a little out of my rhythm with this. My name is Kristen. I'm coming to you from upstate New York with my orange cat Gordy, who may or may not pop in at some point of the video here. So I've got my coffee. And I discovered the brand Nut Pod. Walmart had on clearance their Nut Pod creamer. It was like brown sugar, and I tried it before and I did not like it. It was, I don't know, because it's not milk, it's not dairy, it's dairy free. And it wasn't very creamy. So this morning, or actually yesterday, I realized I put the creamer in first, and I used my, what the heck is it called? My frother, that's what it is. Use the frother to froth up the creamer, and then I put in my coffee, and it was delightful because it was kind of blended in a little bit more. So just a little, maybe everybody else knew that, but to froth up my creamer a little bit before I put the coffee, especially if it's like a non-dairy creamer, I guess, that gave it a nice consistency. So, and I have my, can't really tilt it so you can see it. It's the Pioneer Woman. I had thrifted this mug and I love it because it's like really tall. I think it must have been like a holiday mug probably. I imagine there was like some candy or something in it, but I just love the height of it and the shape of it. So, okay, let's read the Daily Stoic because if I'm being honest, I've not read it the past couple of days. So, the Daily Stoic. This was 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stefan Hanselman. And then I think maybe we'll get into, I have some pens maybe that we'll do something with. So, and January is the month of clarity. We're getting to the end of January, so be looking ahead to February soon. So today is January 27th, the 3 areas of training. This sounds good. There are 3 areas in which the person who would be wise and good must be trained. The first has to do with the desires and aversions. That a person may never miss the mark in desires nor fall into what repels them. The second has to do with impulses to act or not act, and more broadly with duty. That a person may act deliberately for good reasons and not carelessly. The third has to do with freedom from deception and composure in the whole area of judgment. The assent our mind gives to us is its perceptions. Of these areas, the chief and most urgent is the first, which has to do with the passions for strong emotions, arise only when we fail in our desires and aversions. I'm going to read that last sentence again. So, of these areas, the chief and most urgent is the first, which has to do with passions for strong emotions arise only when we fail in our desires and aversions. Okay, right. So today, let's focus on the 3 areas of training that Epicus laid out for us. First, we must consider what we should desire and what we should be adverse to. Why? So that we want what is good and avoid what is bad. It's not enough to just listen to your body because our attractions often lead us astray. Next, we must examine our impulses to act. That is, our motivations. Are we doing things for the right reasons? Or do we act because we haven't stopped to think? Or do we believe that we have to do something? Finally, there is our judgment. Our ability to see things clearly and properly comes when we use our gift from nature, our great gift from nature, reason. These are 3 distinct areas of training, but in practice, they are inextricably intertwined. Our judgment affects what we desire. Our desires affect how we act. just as our judgment determines how we act. But we can't just expect this to happen. We must put real thought and energy into each area of our lives. If we do, we'll find real clarity and success. That felt like a lot to digest. So, yeah, I guess the takeaway is just how, like they said, inextricably intertwined those three areas are. Training ourselves to be, right, through our desires and aversions, to be more conscious, I guess, of what is good and avoid what is bad. Looking at our impulses and our motivations, why we're doing things. Why do we do what we do? Or believing that we have to do certain things. And finally, our judgment, our ability to see things clearly and properly comes when we use our great gift from nature, which is reason. I'm kind of curious to see. I'm hoping maybe the next day would be talking about that more, but the 3 areas of training. So desire, impulses, judgment, and how they're intertwined within. All right, so that was our Daily Stoic for today. That was a good one. It's got me still thinking. And then I think I'll just flip to today's page for the 2025 Artist Almanac. It's a collage fodder resource and daily calendar. This was gifted to me by my friend and artist mentor, Allison Durant. She's out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She does the most beautiful watercolor, collage, acrylic, just like intuitive, abstract works. And I've learned so much from her over, it's actually probably only been like, maybe over a year, I guess, now that I've been watching her videos and just have learned and always inspired by her. So it was such a meaningful, such a delight to get this as a gift from her. So thoughtful. So let's see. Today is the 27th. Monday, January 27th. That's cool. Print. And I like the contrast with the black and the white there. It's like kind of like a yellow ochre, or like more of an orange, I guess. It's really nice. I like that with the black. And I'm just going to flip back at some of the ones from, because it's been a while since I've gone through this on here. She still heals and believes in happiness. That was yesterday's. It's really pretty. I love the graph paper. I never really think of using that for like collage and things, but I really like, I need to remember that. Ooh, I love those colors. It's like turquoises. These are the colors I've been playing with a lot lately. The turquoise and the light blue and almost like a, I don't know if it's quite a black or like a Payne's gray. I love those colors together. It's so pretty. I like the text, anything with a text. It's neat when that comes, when they pick a word too. I like words like that. When they, looks almost like a fern on the side. Oh, that is like maybe my favorite so far. I see like almost like a canyon. It's like the fog lifting from like a cliff here, and the fog is coming up. Maybe over the water. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I love those colors. So pretty. With it just looks like a cliff, like rocks. It's so beautiful. I love that. Oh, and this was actually, I had used this as inspiration, the colors for this quote when I had done this. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. And this was a quote that had come out of the Artist's Way, I believe. And I had pulled colors to match this palette. I really like those colors. The flowers around its neck and its tail. Neat how they like collaged up here, and down here it's more freehand mark making. But yeah, I had picked colors from that. Ooh, that's really cool too. I like that. So yeah, there's a Facebook group for this that I had joined. I think last year I joined it, and it'll talk about like when the next one's coming out, which actually they were talking in the comments about maybe them not creating another one for 2026 because it's a lot of work, they said, to compile all this. And I should just add all these contributing artists here that put their work into this, and it's really nice. I know people love it because it will like sell out, but the actual artists are the ones, I believe, that sell the calendars. Like each artist must get so many calendars to sell. And so yeah, I think a lot of people would be really sad if they don't do it next year, but it sounded like they might not, but you might be able to find it, I guess was my point. If you look for this Facebook group, the 2025 Artist Almanac, people will sometimes like sell them like past years and things like that, because I had actually gotten the 2023 from somebody on there to use, and that was a really nice year too. They had a lot of really nice colors, it looked like, in there. So okay. So maybe been doing some hand lettering, some brush lettering. I got this new mat to use. It's a glass, like mixed media mat by Tim Holtz, Tonic Studios, it says, to put on my desk, because I found I was always getting marks and things like that from the pens or whatever I'm using on my desk. And it has on here just like a mixing area where you could mix with the pens like that to blend and do mixing. I need to just look into it a little bit more before I use any like inks or anything like that. I don't know. It is tempered glass, but it's got all of the measurements, so you could use it for fabric. You can't cut on it though, so I'm not really sure about using that for fabric. I guess you would be able to mark it, but you should not cut on it, I guess, which kind of seems like it defeats the purpose. But I'm hoping this would be a nice surface to just be able to wipe down and clean and maybe do some mixing. So I'm trying that out in the background because I just felt like I needed some sort of mat. So yeah, this was some lettering I did at the end of last week, I think it was. Find out who you are and do it on purpose. Dolly Parton. And I love that. I love Dolly Parton. So I was just kind of playing around again with colors and things that I like. This was using the Caron Brush Marker Pros there that I like to use. I was just playing with doing some lettering, like the capital A's, capital H's, just trying to do them a different way. All the K's. So just creating with my brush pens there. And maybe we'll do had these pens that I got. I was actually quite disappointed. They're by Pental, and I love that brand, Pental, for pens. I've always had really good luck with them. They're Crazy Pop iridescent metallic gel pens, 2-in-1 ink colors. And they just looked really cool. They had like a little sparkle in them, and it seemed like they kind of were right. They're 2-in-1. They're like blended. So I thought, oh, that would be kind of cool to try out. But they were a little dry, or drier than I would like, I guess. 1mm tip, writes bold lines. So maybe I'll just show you what they look like, and you can decide for yourself. I think that this one is, I don't know if I should shake them. I mean, I usually don't shake a pen like that. Cotton Candy Bliss is what I'm assuming this one is. And I'm just going to write out an affirmation here, I think, as a test. Yeah, see, it's maybe once it gets warmed up. It's a little dry to start. And this was on a post from We the Urban that they had some, I really like following them. They have a good, like, inspiration, I guess, quotes. They had this in one of their, like, slides that, yeah, so you can see some of the blue coming through. Not a ton, but that was the Cotton Candy. This one is the Electric Watermelon. I think this was one of the more kind of juicy pens, but yeah, it comes out a lot nicer. Yeah, that one you definitely can see. I could see it's watermelon. It's got the red in it. It'd be nice for Christmas cards or something like that. The red and the green. And then the next was Velvet Stardust. And if I remember correctly, this was another one that was pretty good. Crazy Pop. It's coming out much better. Yeah, that's pretty. It's like kind of like a gold shimmer in it. But that one writes really well. This was the one that was disappointing. And it's too bad because I really like the color. It's lemon lime slime, but it just feels really dry when I write with it. Tap, tip a few times. Oh, well, maybe if I follow the directions, maybe. Let's just try that. Tap the tip. Oh, I was doing a bunch of practice on the back of this. Tap the tip a few times. Okay, well, maybe if I follow the directions here. Let's see. It still feels kind of dry especially compared to the other ones. And it's too bad because this one's probably my favorite. Like I said, I love the green with the lime, like it's chartreuse. Everything. Yes. It does better with the little dots, but when I'm writing with it, it just feels kind of like scratchy or dry. But it does look pretty on there. You can see the green. It's just not as thick as the watermelon in this Velvet Stardust. The pink was kind of similar. The cotton candy was kind of similar to this one. So probably 1, 2, 3, 4. That was like the driest. But they're kind of fun for just writing with that. And then I really love this. I've been loving this pad here. It's from Russell and Hazel, I think is the brand. I think you can find them at Target. Yeah, Russell and Hazel. It's a vegan leather, just little like eagle pad here. It's, I think 7 by 10 is the measurement, which is kind of nice because it's kind of small. And yeah, I just love it. The pages tear off easily and the pages are really thick. And I kind of like that it's not lined on the back because then you can just use the back of the page for, I was just messing around and using that as scrap paper that, okay, so let's see. I'm deciding if I want to, I got these Glaze. I love the jelly, or the, yeah, jelly roll pens here from Sakura. It's a Japanese brand, Sakura. And these are supposed to be like 3-dimensional and give like some thickness. So I thought those would be fun to write in or mark bacon. I have not used them yet. Like I said, works on plastic, coated paper, glass, and metal. Apply slowly to let the ink flow thickly. Allow 5 to 10 minutes of drying time. Yeah, they're using that on like an ornament. It looks like a canvas. I like the colors too. They're very bright. Okay, let's see how they actually do. And I think though for this, let's do it on plain paper instead of lined. Let's get out my Canson XL. This is pen and ink. I didn't know if I really liked this paper, to be honest, at first. It's 80 pounds, so it's quite thin compared to what I use when I'm using watercolor paper. I usually want like 98 to 140 pounds. But I kind of like this size, and I've enjoyed just playing around in it. So let's just see if there's like a page that, actually, let's use this one with a, I think this was a coffee stain from one of my other videos, but that's okay. And actually I had my other pens I was hoping to show too, but I don't think we're gonna have time. Shoot, now my brain's kind of wanting to show these other pens. Okay, well, we'll just commit it to this glaze. This looks like a black here. Oh yeah, I see what they say about trying to kind of, yeah, that's cool. I can tell, I like that. That's the black, to kind of go slowly while you're ready. I always love pulling these little, I don't even know what they are, the tips of the pens. Kind of satisfying. Yeah, you can see how much. Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited to play with these some more. Blue, we're gonna say this is green. And I did not shake these first, I wonder. But yeah, if you just go back over it. Purple. Ooh, I love that. Purple. It's really pretty. I like that color a lot. That pink's nice too. They really are. Three-dimensional, kind of like that. They're really cool. Very different. Definitely the drying time though, like they said. And like smudging, I have to be careful not to smudge it. Let's say this is hot pink, looks like. Yep. It's like an opera pink. This is more of like a, I don't know, maybe a coral color, vermilion, like a orangish. Just say coral. It's red. Yeah, that looks coral to me. It's hard to, I'm not doing justice to these, I guess, to like see that there is like just a little bit of three-dimensionality on these. This looks kind of cool. Orange. That is a nice orange. It's different than what I thought it was going to come out as being. They write very well though, or they are very like smooth to write with. I like the feel of writing with them, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. Yellow. I'm anxious to see what this yellow looks like. Ooh, yikes. Scratchy noise. Be careful with that. And then the white, or like, it looks like a pearlescent white, but I don't really have anything dark to. Let's read on the package here. maybe it took on the... Let's just see, I have some watercolor paper. Ooh. It's just playing around with... Oh, it's almost taking on the watercolor. So this might just be something, yeah, it's like coming out clear. Huh. I wonder, this might be something to use on colored paper, I guess, which I don't have any handy right now to use like a black paper or like a toned paper with it. That's kind of disappointing because I was thinking, oh, this might be cool to, okay, yeah, you can definitely see it on the white, on the paper. It's just hard to, yeah, it did come out. It's just white on white paper, so, yeah, that does, it comes out nice. It works. It's just, wow, it like almost didn't even feel like anything came out, but it did. It definitely did. It is a little disappointing though, because I was hoping to maybe use this for mark making over watercolor, and it looks like it just kind of is taking on, although actually it's kind of cool because it's like clear, so maybe it would like add texture and dry. Actually, maybe that's kind of more of a happy accident that I'm gonna have to see how that dries. It's kind of cool if that's the case, because it's like clear water dots. And I guess it didn't take on too much of the watercolor this time, so that's good. Yeah, I don't know if you can see all the lines. It does come out nice. I think it would be more for toned paper, but that might be kind of cool if it stays, to add some transparent texture there. So that was the Glaze Glossy 3D Colors. So this is the brand. It's a Japanese brand, and I love their jelly roll. Sakura paint pens, and these are the Glaze 3D pens. I don't know if it says, it said, did it say? It's either pen that said 1 millimeter. Yeah, I mean, they're nice. They come out very, the ink comes out great. They're very smooth to write with. I like the colors, and yeah, I mean, they're fun to use, so I think I will get some good use out of them. These are brights. I think they had like, they didn't call it regular, but almost, there was like a, you could have gotten them as a 2-pack. I think they're a little cheaper to do the brights, and it was more like muted neutral colors. I wasn't as drawn to the muted colors in there, but now I'd be kind of tempted to try them because those are really nice. They're really cool to maybe layer. That might be fun to do over top of like some brush lettering, or to use it as like an accent, or just writing with them. They're really nice. And then I had just pulled out, kind of running out of time, but forgot about these pens, and they're I'm gonna pull out my favorites yesterday that I really liked. These colors here in particular. Where did that paper go? I had just some scrap. I was just playing around with using these, and actually I was dipping these in watercolor ink to see about kind of blending colors. So some of these, that was like I dipped it in the watercolor ink, and then it changed back, and I just was sure to wipe the tip off at the end. And actually it might be a good test today to make sure that they're still looking okay, that it didn't change the color of the pen, which I don't think it did. But I'm going to just practice more of these just like basic strokes, and we're just going to use the bottom of this paper. Now these are this WRITECH brand. I had gotten these, oh, I don't know, at least a year ago, probably for, just needed a sip of coffee. I had gotten them for like the brush lettering and, or handwriting, or hand lettering, or whatever. And they are a smaller tip. So if you're looking to do something smaller, not quite as thick as the, right, you'll see in a second, but the Karen Brush Marker Pros, I love those because they're really like thick and they have a lot of like pigment in there. And these are great too, but these are more for, I would say, like fine, smaller print if you're doing things, which doesn't feel quite as forgiving to me, but I think it's just because I haven't practiced with them enough. So I really like this green, so I'm just going to start by doing some, just like I would do with my others, kind of light pressure as I'm going up, and then when you're going down, putting a heavier pressure and kind of holding my pen. I think they say like at 45 degrees. I'm not probably following that right now, but you'll find what works for you. I have a hard time doing the up stroke. The downstroke is the, as telling my sister, I like doing the downstroke. It's very satisfying to like put more pressure on that, and I like how it looks, but the upstroke is more challenging for me. And this was the blue. This was like an aqua. I really loved this color. So pretty. It's like a robin egg blue. But yeah, no, I didn't dip these. I lied. I think it was the other colors I dipped. But these are great pens though. Like I said, if you're looking for something smaller, like thinner, I don't know, detail. Okay, lilac. Oh yeah, I like that pink too. It's like a peach, almost peachy pink. That one got kind of weird, but yeah, I think I bought 2 sets of them. It's nice, like a stormy blue. Oh, I like that. That's like a pretty like periwinkle color. Yeah, these were more, I think, what I had dipped yesterday were some of the blues and the yellows. And they all look fine today. I had dipped them in, oh, that's pretty, like an apricot. That one I know I used yesterday, the apricot. Getting a little fuzz on my paper. Yeah, they're really easy to put pressure on and to write with. They're just small, and so it's just a different kind of lettering that I just need to experiment more with, play with. And then there was a black one. I have a really hard time making that upstroke. I think the Karen Brush Marker Pros are a little more forgiving than the smaller tip, or at least that's how I feel when I use them. Here, I'll show real quick. I have my mix. I just gotta be careful not to yesterday. I tipped, let's see, these are the Artist Loft watercolor inks from Michaels. This is the Magenta. Gotta be really careful to make sure I put the tip on. Okay, back. And let's just, maybe, I think it was one of these yellows I had used with the, so it took me a while to kind of play, I don't know if I'm even doing this right, but I just kind of made just a small drip and just put just at the tip, I'm just putting the tip of the pen in the ink. Make sure I screw that on tight. And now I'm gonna write with it. Oh, I should have wrote with it before, but you'll be able to see in a minute here what it does. So look at that, it came out pink from the magenta. I'll just keep going with it. And now it's starting to kind of turn, you can see, like a pale pink. It's still got the pink on it. You can kind of see how they, oh neat, it's going over the white. That was the white that I had done with the, and now it's gone back to that like apricot color. It's going right over the white, that's cool. So yeah, you can see how it doesn't, and now I'm just wiping it on a paper towel because I want to make sure that all the pigment's off it. What was I gonna say? I guess just that it, like, you'd have to kind of write something out. It took a while to really see the difference with them, but we'll do one more. That was like the apricot color. Let's do the blue. We'll do this kind of light blue color. And I started just experimenting with, obviously, maybe a shade that I didn't love as much. I'm just gonna touch the tip of my marker in there. And let's try this one out. So it was the blue. That's interesting. So it's the same. Okay, now it's changing. You can see it's starting to change. It's funny though, because it was the same pink as the other one, but oh yeah, you can see now. That's what I was looking for. It's making the purple here. And then when I'm turning my brush there, you can, now I'm not at all keeping with my brush stroke. That actually worked quite nice. And now it's going back to the blue. That one worked better than the other one. And this is what it was before, was that blue color. So that had a nice, the blending on it was, that's cool. So let's just maybe one more. Then, just gonna dip it in again. And I'm gonna write out just a word. I always like to write out just like hello. It's always, yeah, okay, so that's what I was like going for, was for you to be able to see. I wanted it to blend. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so, and now I think it, well, no, it's still got a little bit of the purple on it. And now it's back to the blue. I'm just gonna turn, let's make some little dots. My brush, pen here. And I'm gonna just, on a paper towel, make sure I wipe that, anything that might be left off on it. Yeah, so that's what I was going for, was this, the blending that you can do using the watercolor inks with. Now, I'd be very careful, I guess, with what brush you use with that. This is the Sign Brush pen by WRITECH. I had seen another brush. It was similar. It was a sign brush, I think, but it was a different brand. And they had used that. And right, this is a water-based watercolor ink, which is why I think it works. I would not use anything other than the water-based watercolor for that. But yeah, that was exactly what I was going for. I'm excited, so now I'll have to remember that. What I used. So, all right, so I think we have to wrap up because it went longer than I thought. We're going to wrap up with a tiny book of tiny pleasures here. And this was gifted to me by my dear friend Julia. She always has the perfect gifts. Oh, warm bread. I love that. Diving into a photo booth. That's always so fun. I've done that before with, I don't really want to show my girls on camera, but I have a picture right here of us from, it was Billy B's, the play place with us. One of these photos here from Billy B's with us girls, but they're so fun. I love a good photo booth. So, okay, well, I think we're gonna wrap up for today, and it felt good to get back in the rhythm of maybe doing these videos again. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's something specific that you're interested in, you'd like to see, please leave a comment below so I can look and take a look. If you made it to the end of this video, you know, leave me a comment or emoji that you made it to the end, and I'll see you all next time.